This one certainly is exciting up here on the quilting bed. Thank you for joining me. Take a minute to like and subscribe so more people can see the amazing quilt I have up on the quilting bed today. I do have a Gamel 14-foot mechanical machine, computerized machine, which I can hand guide, but you can see right now, and usually she's doing a computer design. Let's talk about it here in just a couple of minutes. Follow me over on Facebook and Instagram, where you will see lots of pictures of this optical illusion quilt and many other quilts as well. Let's go ahead and talk about it. First of all, I do take quilts by mail all the time. Send a quilt over to Brenda's Quilting Studio and I get it done swiftly and get it sent back. This one will get boxed up and sent back pretty swiftly, so that's all going to work out. Speaking of the design that I mentioned earlier, the design I'm actually putting on here is called Magic Dragons. There's the dragon's head, some wings, there's the rigidy back and the legs, pointed toenails, and then it wanders over here, meandering into a second dragon right there. There's the dragon's head and the wings on the second one. So this quilt was actually made by my mama, and she did a beautiful job as always. She made all the quilts that are hanging on the walls in the quilting studio, and she's making it for my papa so that he can use it for a nap quilt. Daddy can get warm in the afternoon when he takes himself a nap. He's a hard worker. And so she asked that I put lightweight batting in. I am literally putting in a piece of flannel. This is a piece of flannel. It's going to add just enough structure to it, make a nice little nap quilt without having a lot of bulk, a lot of heavy, a lot of density. So that's something you can consider. If you have a person you're getting it to that gets kind of warmer, you want the quilt to be very lightweight, you can always bring in flannel. That would be an option for the batting. I do have 5 styles of batting here, and some of them are lighter weight than others, so we can always run through that as well. He chose my wonderful royal purple right there to go on it. We auditioned to several different colors of thread. We auditioned the silver, and we did a couple of the different aqua turquoises, but we finally settled on the purple, and it's looking amazing. Now let me show you a couple things. One is, you can see this fabulous interlocking optical illusion. So much fun. Have you made an optical illusion quilt before? Very delightful. The other thing I wanted to show you is the back side. Hello! Mama did a great job pressing all those seams open. Yes, we've got a lot of seams coming together in every one of the hexes that come together when you put on those triangles. So something to be aware of, pressing those seams open really helps to distribute the bulk in that. Thirdly, what's it made out of? Triangles. Now these are actually an isosceles triangle, so they're even all the way around. So you're going to have at least 2 bias edges and maybe 3 depending upon how you cut it. When that's the case, you want to be sure and cut carefully. You want to press carefully. You don't want to be doing any stretching. Now I have this piece right here. It's actually the selvage. You might be saying, Brenda, why is that sitting up on the quilt? That's to remind me. I wanted to show you. I actually had the quilt back laid up here the other way, completely loaded and ready to go, laid the quilt top on, and realized the design I'm putting on actually is directional. My 2 dragons actually face upward. They don't meander both ways, which would have been kind of nice, because then it wouldn't matter which way I put it on. But because of that, the design is actually directional. Because it's directional, I wanted the quilt to run vertical in this fashion. Most people would probably use it in this vertical fashion. So because of that, I had to take the back completely off and rotate it the 90 degrees. Why is that? Because the backing isn't long enough in this fashion to accommodate the quilt going the other way. Well, I should say this way. This is the way it was loaded, and it wasn't long enough for the quilt to fit the other direction. So I literally had to take the entire backing off. Now, in the process of that, it meant the seam now has to run vertical. And I've told you before, I love running the seam horizontal, and there are many reasons why I would run it vertical, and this is one of them. I have a designated directional front design, quilt design of the stitching, and the quilt itself I think runs better vertically. So for that reason, I am running this seam vertical. Now because of that, all along here was where the selvage was, and I don't want to try to fight with it. I don't want to fight with the selvage, so I went ahead and took all the selvage off so that I don't have that over there as an extra amount of tension in the way of the quilt. So that's something to be aware of. Questions, thoughts, I would be happy to share with you. There's reasons why I do the things that I do, and I would be happy to be able to share them with you. The other thing I wanted to mention is because the seam is right here, I wanted to shift the quilt over a little bit. I didn't want the whole quilt to be on this end and then have the quilt ending like just after that seam. It just doesn't look very good on the back to only have like a 1 inch extra. So I want it to look purposeful. So most of the seam will end up being basically in the center. I actually don't want it directly in the center because when you fold your quilt, that's going to be a wear spot anyway. So it's not directly in the center, but it's leaning that way. I know this is a little long, but I hope it had some good comments for you. Go ahead and put it down below. Let me know if you've made an optical illusion quilt like this, if you have any thoughts about flannel batting, running the quilt vertical. Love to talk to you. Have a great quilty day.